So we're here with Deborah Markowitz and your crew for two films, right? Two different films.
Whee!
So I don't. You want to start off with maybe a couple of guys and see like how did you come up with that concept? I know it's a long time because I know I read it a long time ago.
Yeah, that's right. It won, I think, something at Brightside a long time ago when it was just a short film. But we started working on it probably almost 4 years ago now, and raised a bunch of money and rewrote it. And so far we have 3 episodes done of a 10-episode limited series, but it just started as a short script, and I kind of fell in love with the characters. And so it became this whole 10-episode miniseries, and it stars Mr. Andino and Lucas Hassel, who is now in the Pines sunbathing, so he couldn't join us today. But it's been a long journey, but a fun one.
And Sal, how did you get involved in the project?
I drew the lucky straw and won the lotto and met Deborah a few years ago, and she invited me to many parties on many sets, and I've just been lucky enough to keep my nose clean enough for her to keep calling me.
And so, what's up next for it? Are you doing another episode soon?
Yeah, at least one. Hopefully, a few more. Like Deborah said, we have basically 3 in the can. It's a 10-part miniseries, and we've got some momentum going, and we're all just in love with each other. So what could be better?
Yeah. We have a fundraiser. I think it's September 19th at the Belmore Movies. And we're hoping whatever we make that night, we're going to show the first 2 episodes. We're going to try and start the 4th episode. And then in 6 months, show the 3rd and 4th episode. And then try and raise money for the 5th episode. So we're just chugging along and getting it done.
How did the production go on the first one?
Really went awesome. It was a lot of fun, really a lot of fun. And people are totally loving it, which is great. So it kind of gives us the momentum to keep going. But we had screened it at Image Out upstate, which is a very hard film festival to get into. And we're sitting there with our exact audience and very nervous about whether they're going to kill us or whether they're going to love it. And they loved it. We did a Q&A that was at least half an hour, just John and I, and a couple of couches on the stage with, with the curator, Michael Gamilla of the film festival. And they all want to see it. And he said, if we finish it, when we finish it, that he'll gladly give us like 2 days of screenings and just show the whole thing. So, that's a big incentive because that's an amazing community out there in Rochester.
So the one that we're screening, we lost Michael.
Lost Michael?
The one that with the one we're screening, that's a full episode, right? That is a full episode. That's the pilot. Yeah.
Yeah, and 2 takes off where Jenny shows up at the door. So it's fun. That was so much fun. The 2nd episode is probably, I think, one of the funniest we've done. But but that's just me speaking. But I definitely think it is.
How did the film festival go? In Long Island.
It really went well.
Yeah,
really
I go to Houston every time around that same weekend. I'm in Houston.
I know. But our panels were all packed, and we had some really nice attendance. A lot of press this year. It was our 25th year, so that was pretty exciting. Sal was one of our presenters, so that was kind of cool. And Lucas and Catherine Curtin from Stranger Things, and we had Chad L. Coleman from The Orville and The Expanse and The Wire. He was one of our presenters.
And Walking Dead, my favorite show is The Walking Dead. He was on that.
Oh, yes, exactly, which, believe it or not, I haven't seen yet. But he was a blast, and so many really great people. It was a lot of fun. Tara Westwood was there. And I know I'm going to forget somebody, but... Kevin Brown, of course, our host.
Oh, yeah.
But it was fun. A lot of fun.
That's
and then
great.
We're still recovering.
Yeah,
as you know. As you know,
that's why we made it one day this year. So we're only doing it on one day instead of 2. So I get a little bit, there's going to be a lot of people there in one day, but we don't have to do the student films, and it's all one day. So it's going to be a little crazy.
Right. And there's a lore to that. And that's what we do with our Scared for Your Life Film Festival. We have a one-day horror film festival called Scared for Your Life. Much smaller. I think it's 5 or 6 hours of films. And next year we might make it 2 days, but we just found a home with the Cinema Arts Center in Huntington because we wanted to keep Belmore for life and then have something in Suffolk, but not too far in Suffolk, for the sister film festival, so we can kind of keep that Long Island vibe.
You got to keep that Long Island vibe going.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Michael, we got to talk to you a little bit about your film. That's good to see you again.
Good to see you, Chris. How are you?
Not too bad. Pretty good. And
Good.
so, we talked once before, but the people out there probably don't know about your film and your involvement. So why don't you give a little background on that?
Oh, absolutely. It's the name of the film is called Sfortunato, and it's about your cliche down on his luck kind of guy who just throws caution to the wind, and he's got a little gambling problem, and life takes its toll on him, and he's very much in love with his brother, although he's kind of hurt his brother many times, and he gets a bit of bad information, and he wants to kind of, reconcile with his brother and just let him know how much he cares about him. And the film takes a twist, and I had originally written it one way, where the ending was a certain way, and then Deborah jumped on board and gave it another twist, which I like better than mine. And together with John and Rob Graydon and Frank Falla, we did a really good job. It's just it's a great little film. It's a great little short. It was a lot of fun to do. We shot it in one day. John was cool, calm, and collected, as he always is. Yeah. And it was a great time for all of us to be there. And I was so blessed to have Deborah and John on my side and backing me 100% with this film. I like the story a lot. I really do. And I think it has some great shock value at the end. So it's a cool little film. And I'm grateful that you wanted to be part of your festival. I'm very grateful. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. And John, how was the difference shooting both of them? The difference in between the two?
I'm not shooting Couple of Guys.
Oh, you weren't? Okay.
No, I haven't shot that. I shot Sfortunato. I was the gaffer, AC, whatever else on that one.
Delivery guy.
Yes, yeah, delivery man. I have one line.
But it's a perfect line.
But at least I get a wink. But no, it's just a difference between working with a bigger crew as opposed to Sfortunato. Everybody did 12 different. I mean, Michael was the lead actor. He also did craft. and everybody was doing.
Sal, you didn't do craft in a Couple of Guys, huh?
No, we don't
I know my limitations.
Oh,
it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
But that's, like I said, it's just the difference between everybody on Couple of Guys. We all have one job.
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly. Sometimes two, but on Sfortunato we had like 3 or 4 because of, first of all, COVID, second of all, the budget. And because we had started Couple of Guys so many years ago that the original DP we had, Mark Ryu, we originally told the whole crew that we couldn't use them because we really didn't have any money. And our AD, Mara Bush, and Mark Ryu, who's the DP, both jumped on and said, look, well, whatever you got, we'll do it for that because they really love it that much. So that's why they're shooting that. But John pretty much shoots almost everything else we do.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I thought. I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the few things I haven't shot.
Couple of Guys.
Yours.
That's it.
Yeah, it's just a Couple of Guys.
That's right. Except for the early stuff. But we didn't have the camera yet.
Absolutely. So, Sal, your character in Couple of Guys, well, we only get to see the first episode. So how was it arcing? How are you working with your character there in different episodes?
Well, Deborah's woven a really brilliant and so identifiable story of second chances, right? We can all identify with maybe possible missed opportunities or regrets that we had. And this is a great story that's, I think, so prevalent, and it's great to kind of shine a light on it because a lot of people are living or have lived in the shadows, and they're either afraid to be who they really are, or they've been kind of put upon so they're not authentic. And this is a great story that allows people to see how a second chance can really make a life.
And you could be funny at times and dramatic, so it's kind of like back and forth, right?
I mean, we all know relationships have hysterical moments and really dramatic, tense moments. So it's the rare beast of a script that allows you to go from one end of the spectrum to the other, and this was a gift.
Yeah, that was what one of the people up in Rochester from the audience said, was that it was great to see a film that finally told his story.
Mm-hmm. No.
Because it's not represented. Somebody who comes out later, he also had, he was in his late 40s, and he said that he'd been married, had kids, got divorced when he was 40, and then finally came out as he was approaching 50. And he was just so excited to see it represented, because you just don't see that anywhere. So that kind of made us feel good. And every time we feel like, oh my God, this is such a huge job. We've got all the episodes written and whatnot. And then when I hear something like that, it's like, well, we got to find a way to finish it, because it means a lot to a lot of people. So plus it's so much fun working with Sal and Lucas, and Abigail Hawke is in it, and Kevin Brown is in it, Brian O'Halloran,
Sheehan.
Tons of people. Oh, Brian's hilarious in the third episode. Yeah, he shows up in the third episode, and it just, Sal's read it all, so he knows how the whole thing goes and ends and twists, and and it's a blast. So it's just, or I got to find that one investor who goes, I love the story, I want to get done. How much do you need? And I'll say 150,000, please, and we can do it really cheaply, instead of 5 million.
How is the production in comparison to days? Like you said, 1 day for this Sfortunato. How many days was a couple of guys for the first episode?
It takes between 5 and 6 days
per episode. Yeah. And it's we have a lot more locations. It's longer. It's they're about 21 to 27 minutes each. I think the last one's 27. So it takes a lot longer. Sfortunato, we had one day, Michael's like, this is a script. This is what I got. And like, all right, how can we make this happen? And we called up Ann and Henry from the Belmore and said, hey, can we use your whole apartment upstairs and the alley? And so we had to do everything pretty much in 1 day in one place. And then we did like an hour or two of pickups the next day, just, for some street scenes. So that was a lot lighter, because you can move quicker when you have like 3 or 4 people as opposed to 12, coordinating schedules. Because one of the problems with Couple of Guys is the fact that I think there's probably about 10 main cast people, Kieran Sheehan, like I said, Abigail Hawke and Brian and Kevin. And there's a lot of extra people that are going to come up as we continue to do this. And then the crew, because Mara now is a producer at, I want to say NBC, but I'm not sure. She's a producer at a news station now, and Mark is a very sought after DP, and the actors are all working actors. So, once we get a day together, it's like, yay, magic, and then we can actually pull off a day or two. But it's definitely been challenging. Whereas Sfortunato, it's like, okay, we got 4 people. Guess what? You're doing art. You're going to be the AC as well as art, and you're going to do this as well as that. And I actually felt really bad that Michael had to do craft, because there was no one else to do it. But, it's as an actor, how hard is that to have to do that and then jump in? And, it's just like, Michael, just go focus somewhere. We'll take care of everything else. It was difficult, but able to pull off quicker sometimes when it's that much smaller. So
it was difficult, but if I could do that every day, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would be thrilled.
How was it doing all those hats? Did you really enjoy it?
Well, Deborah kept telling me to breathe, so that made it a little bit easier, But I don't know. It's really funny. Life is funny in general. I mean, just being under pressure all the time. That's kind of like my life. I go from one job to the next. Today I was in Sag. I know this has nothing to do about film, but I was in Sag Harbor doing a farmer's market. I just got home. I was out at 4:30 in the morning. I did Montauk, and then I work a full-time job at a school at night, which I'm dazed now because but you know what? It's good to be busy. I mean, and if I wasn't busy, I'd be lost, So as far as wearing different hats for that film, now I look back, and like I said before, Chris, if I could do it every day, I'd do it every single day.
Are you writing another one?
Right now, I'm not writing another one, but I was blessed and fortunate enough to recently, Deborah and me, Henry Stample, he had an idea, and I think I discussed this last time with you, for a short called A Better Man. Well, we shot that back in early this month, I think it was. Was that correct? Was that in the July?
I don't know. A few weeks ago. We're post on that.
Yeah.
John shot that.
Yeah, it was called A Better Man, and now Deborah, I'll be in one for Deborah and John. It's called One Last Time. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like next week.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, where you're with Eddie McGee and Stacey Van Gorder in it, and it's just a little. It's going to again be a one-day thing, probably even shorter than Sfortunato, but it's just a short that I wrote a while ago and really wanted to do it, but I just couldn't figure out one of the characters who I wanted. I just wasn't finding anybody, and then all of a sudden I realized, oh my God, let me call my friend Eddie McGee because he would be perfect for this. And I sent it to him, and he said I'm in, and he's back in New York. He was in Confidant. He played Eve's son in Confidant.
Okay, yeah,
so, he loved it, and Stacy loved it, and Michael loved it, and so
good stuff. It's really sweet.
Do that, and then a day later we do.
Yeah, she gave me a day off.
I think
for you, John.
and then
You
we do the
deserve
crop, which has stars Anthony Grasso and Linda Collins and Ojabayo Lyons, and so that's a 4-day shoot, and then I kind of get back to writing and raising money for a couple of guys, and you know, it's kind of I'm not allowed to schedule anything else this summer.
Sal, how many times have you worked with Deborah?
I don't have enough fingers.
What is
that? It's phenomenal. I mean, seriously,
it goes way back, right?
I auditioned for her, and she didn't hire me the first time, and it was a really sweet, lovely project that I craved and cherished for a while until I got the news. You didn't get that one, but thankfully, you know, she saw something in me and kept me, you know, on the back burner at least until it was my shot, and ever since then, I've been blissfully working with her.
Yeah, the first 2 or 3 times, I think. I hadn't even met you yet, but you were in a film called The Dangerous Place, and you submitted for my Cross to Bear, and I sent you. I saw your reel come in. I'm like, oh, we got to audition this guy. You didn't get the email, remember that?
Yeah.
Because I ran into you months later, and you said, yeah, I would have loved that. I'm like, I actually called you in, and you're like, ah.
Yeah.
But and then another crazy director had you. I was casting for another director whose name we will not go into, but he had you audition 3 or 4 times with different accents. Do you remember that? Oh, I'll tell you what it is later. He said, can you do an English accent? And you're like, okay, which kind of English accent? And then we did that. Well, can you do this? I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. And then the last time you did the audition, you actually did it on the hood of a car. You just fine because you I'm not getting this.
While it was about going 50 miles an hour.
No, you were 50 miles an hour. And then the director said, yeah, fine. And then you were like, one of the best things about the movie. But it's just like, why are people not seeing this? You know, because I knew that he was phenomenally talented. So, yeah, there's been a few. You were in my feature, Only Woman in the World.
Yeah.
And of course, the whole 10 episodes of Couple of Guys. He's the lead.
Nice.
You know, with Lucas.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
And one day, we'll do Drivers.
Oh my God, I know. I got to finish writing that.
Is that a feature?
It is.
It's our zombie horror comedy thing.
Yeah, feature of The Last Taxi Driver.
Wow, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, Claudia is frothing at the mouth for that, but I just haven't been able to get back to it because I think that's we turned it into a Christmas movie at the same time, and it's just hilarious. So I got to get back to writing it, and I'm doing 5 million other things. I think I got to almost put filmmaking to the side for a little bit and concentrate on writing, or I just can't do it. You know, crazy. I guess it's a bad problem to have, you know. Make movies right, and then make movies.
That's why I was hoping to win that $1 billion lottery, so we could all.
Yeah. Damn, Michael.
Someone in Chicago or something.
Yeah, Illinois. Yeah,
Illinois.
I mean, even if you won that, like right out of the gate, 35% goes to the state. Then at the end of the year, you got to pay federal on that.
Yeah.
Which I could live with 400 million, though.
Yeah, 400 million's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, could do that.
We can make a couple movies.
Deborah and John.
Make 4 movies, 4 big movies with that.
I would have called Deborah and John and said, listen, it's all over. This is all we're doing, and we're all getting paid handsomely now for it. Mm-hmm. And everybody you know who wants to do this kind of stuff, well, I got the budget for it. That would have been so sweet, you know?
That is the dream, right? That is the dream.
Yep. So.
Absolutely. So how's Florida doing right now?
It's so freaking hot. I mean,
today it feels like 100.
Yeah. It's been hot, and I haven't minded so much. Did a lot of walking, went to the pool, and like every day. And today it's like it's too freaking hot to go to the pool today. So it's our last day, so probably just gonna hang in, and you know, my daughter's coming out, but it's really pretty impressive today. Yeah.
Would you ever like shoot down there? Shoot some films in Florida?
You know, we thought about it. We thought about it.
Not in the summer.
Yeah, not in the summer. You know, one of our favorite film festivals is the Fort Myers Beach Film Festival, which is in July, June.
No,
I don't know when it is, but
why would they have Florida film festivals in the summer there? They could do it all.
Yeah,
winter,
but if
fall.
they continue, they're going to move it to the fall because it's just, first of all, the prices are ridiculous. It's the great thing is it's right on the beach, so it's it's amazing. We use it as a vacation, and it's 3 hours away from my mother, so we don't have to come visit. So that's really good. But it's one of the fun ones down here. I know there's a lot more, but we kind of keep our handful of two favorite film festivals, including Brightside. So we're going to just keep that. That will be our main Florida Film Festival.
Up there you are, Mike. We lost Michael there for a second. Your picture.
I'm back. I do that. That's my life. I kind of come and go.
Well, I wanted to, thanks for coming on here today for a few minutes. I wanted to go around and see, like, if you want to promote anything or talk about any upcoming projects. So, Deborah, if you want to start with any upcoming things.
Well, right now in post, we have The Better Man, and there's something else in post that I can't remember. What else do we have in post? I know we got something else in post, and I can't remember it. It'll come back to me. We have The Prof and One Last Time coming up, raising money for a couple of guys, September 19th. They can go to Intention Films and Media and find out about that. And got to get back to writing stuff.
Yeah.
He will be shooting The Prof and One Last Time. Yeah. And of course, he was doing some obviously all the pre-production on both of those films. So that's about that. And we just keep on keeping on.
Yeah, so what about you, Michael?
Well, the one that Deborah mentioned, One Last Time, I'll be doing. There's another one I'm doing.
Graveyard Medium.
Thank you, Deborah. Thank you. Deborah is just like, I just wish I lived with Deborah and John so she could just fill in the blanks when I don't know what to say. It's great. Graveyard Medium, it's by Maria Filippone. That's her film. That's coming up in a couple of weeks as well. And I think that's about it for now. And I'm just looking forward to going to Jersey for the first time and checking out your festival. I'm really excited. I can't wait.
Yeah, we didn't have you at Brightside, did we? We had you at Point, right?
Yeah. Brightside. I'm really looking forward to this. I really am. I thank you for having us. And how about those Mets, Chris? You got to be happy, huh?
I'm happy. Yeah.
Good. I'm glad.
Good. I have interviews all the way up to the Met game today. That's I'm gonna sit down and watch it. I'm babysitting a dog all day, so
okay.
That's it. Doing this, sitting behind me crying.
Oh,
mustn't take it out. So, but yeah, last time we talked to you, you were, your daughter was having a baby, right? Just about.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I came home from the market, like I said, and right before 4:30, I jumped in the shower quick, and she had gone with my wife. So the baby's actually here today. And I walked in, and the baby was hysterical crying. My mom and sister was watching him, so I tried to calm him down. And then my daughter came in, and she took the reins. So I was grateful. So the timing was perfect right now for me to get on this thing with you guys. Right. So the kid is nice and quiet, so that's good. He's cute, and he's got a lot of expressions, and I think he's going to be a little actor. So I love that.
That's awesome.
God bless.
What about you, Sal? What do you got coming up or working on? Or
this is probably the biggest 2 weeks of my 30-plus year career right now. We just opened a film on Tuesday, which was blessed to screen at Life last year. Danny Aiello's last film called One Moment. I play his son, and it's a great, heartwarming family comic drama. And then on August 5th, I open my first lead bad guy role opposite Denise Richards in a cool, kid-friendly talking dog Disney movie called Junkyard Dogs.
No.
So a lot of big things happening, and hopefully they can snowball in a good way, in summer. Pardon the metaphor.
Yeah. Film is back. And I know here in New Jersey, it's been blowing up all summer, which is crazy. It usually doesn't do that in the summer, but I was just on like 3 different sets in the last couple of days, just filming. So it's exciting.
Yeah.
Good times. But yeah, so I just wanted to thank you guys for joining me for a few minutes here, and I got to go on to the next, to the next, to the next. So,
Thank you. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.
Excited.
Awesome.
Nice to meet you, Sal. Bye, Deborah. Bye, John.
Michael, nice to meet you. Good luck. See you soon.
See you soon, folks.
Might see you on the 7th.
Okay, we'll be there.
Cool.
Awesome. Can't wait.
All right.
Take care.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.